Good morning. Welcome to Playable Worlds. We're here to talk to you about Stars Reach. We have a new update this week. And come join us, grab a cup of coffee. We're going to have a fireside chat here with game director Dave Georgeson.
Hi.
And helping us out, we got down below, we got Thomas.
Hello.
Nice, thank you. And then next to him, we have Larrick.
Morning, everyone. Great to see you.
Good morning. Love the shirt, Larrick. And the hat.
Thank you.
Nice,
Love
nice,
your hat.
Well played, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. We had a new update come out this week. Some of you were expecting it, even though it was hidden. The Hidden Fog update. We called that out of fun and a wink. But you have to check it out because there are a bunch of visual upgrades and then a couple other things in there too. Dave's going to walk us through some of them. But in between, he's going to leak a little bit about what we're doing. Well, because we're all working on the next update right now. We're showing you this one, and we just launched it, but we're working on the next one. And so he has some insights into what we're doing next. And of course, there's the roadmap as well. So you could check that out and ask him any questions you want about the roadmap. Just a thought. Before we get in too far, I also want to sneak something into the stream chat. I don't know if this is cheating. We shall see. Ooh, it let me put in a link. That is nice. That is MMORPG just kicked off their annual Gamer Awards for 2025, and the nominations are open and you can vote. And sure enough, they put Stars Reach in a couple places. So thank you for any support you can give us. Would love to have you go in and mention us if you so feel led. Not going to pressure you or anything. There are no bribes available with our marketing budget. But thank you. Then let's jump in and hear what's going on with this update. Dave, why was volumetric fog something we wanted to put in next? What do you think is the most important? What do you think is the most important element we put in this week? Maybe it's not the fog.
Well, it depends upon the flavor of things that you really like as a player. It's hard to argue that upgrading our visuals the way that we did isn't worth crowing about. I mean, that's a really big feature.
Yeah. Thank you.
Personally, I'm super happy that my character no longer changes every time I zone.
Amen.
I can pick one of 64 characters and stick with it, and it just feels a lot more like an MMO that way. I mean,
but
for
this
those
is
who
a temporary thing too, right?
Yeah, telling the story real quick. That for those of you who haven't been with us forever, like Larry, the reason why we did it originally was we only had a few characters that we could show off, and we wanted to make sure that everybody saw that there was going to be a variety of characters when we had the eventual character creation system done. And then in the process of building that character creation system, we ended up making a lot more characters, and we decided, well, it would be nice to be able to get to those and let people be able to pick a character. So that's why we put the identity kiosk into the game now, so that you could pick what you wanted to be and stick with it. But it's still not the real character creator. They're working on that right now, but it's probably a good couple of months away still before we're going to be able to have something like that. And I'm not saying a date. I don't know when that's going to be ready, and we're not going to release it until it is. But the character creator, when it's done, will be everything you expect from a character creator. You know, changing the size of your nose, or the slope of your forehead, or how big you are, or how round you are. All those different things. You'll be able to do pretty much anything you want to your character at that point. Plus a whole clothing system and customization and blah blah blah. It keeps going on and on and on. But for right now, it's one of 64 characters, and you can pick what you are. And at least that way, you look like something that you want to be.
Yay!
And then I guess the other stuff is we worked really hard on the front end of the game. We worked quite a bit on the preamble and the hallway, and I don't know whether anybody really noticed all the Starbase changes that were done. There's a lot changed to make it more intuitive, more user proof. I wouldn't say it's user proof yet, but a lot more user proof than it was. And that just helps people that when they come into the game, it helps them actually stick to the game long enough to find the rest of the stuff, which is what we're doing next. So
I personally
basically,
find
okay,
it.
we're done now. We can just stop the show. I did it all. but I mean, there's quite a bit in this. It doesn't. When you look at the update notes, you're like, well, that's not a very long list, but there was a lot of work done to get it to where it is. When you're trying to fine tune things, there's an amazing amount of work. We talk about it all the time, that getting to 85% complete on a feature is easy. Getting that last 15% honed and done is definitely the hard part, and usually takes twice as long as it did to do the 85%.
Yeah. I do enjoy the new layout of the TPL station, because I find it, when one has reason to respawn at the spawn point there, the garden setting is encouraging. It's nice.
Nice.
It feels like life. It feels, it feels like it's not an administrative function happening in an office. It's now it's a life function happening in a life setting, and I like that.
Yeah,
It's a very intuitive layout.
Oh, go ahead, Lyric.
Oh, it's a very intuitive layout. Getting rid of the basement, now people just spawn directly in. They can walk across and see all the different consoles. It's good. I love it.
That's cool. Yeah, I liked the way that the garden came out well enough that I'm building the Real Life Center for Haven for the next update, and I'm going to make sure that it has a lot of plants and stuff in it too, because I think that botany is cool for real life. That's neat.
Yes, yes, very nice. Don't tell them about Haven yet. Let's wait till we're halfway through the show before we start leaking about Haven. Okay. Jeez, leak. Okay. But yeah, Toaster's not wrong. But let's come back to this. Yeah, one of the cool things in this game, and if you're an old playtester and you've got a character and you didn't make a new one and go through the character creation process in this update, you're going to miss one of the cool things in there, which is this little cabin / kiosk, we'll call it, where you get to choose your appearance. Dave, can I lobby for one of those to go into the TPL station at some point, or go into?
I originally intended to put one in there, but it needs a little bit of extra mechanical plumbing to be able to go in there, because, well,
I gotcha.
I don't want people changing their character every 2 seconds, because it kind of destroys the whole MMO feel. So what we do is we'll put in like a currency cost or something like that, so that it kind of slows you down on how often you change your character.
That makes sense.
I mean, heck, in most MMOs, I believe that particular feature is something you usually pay real money for, because it slows things down. We have in this size of a community, it's not going to be a problem. Everybody here is almost everybody here is a responsible human being. But when we are open, when we have larger numbers and everything like that, the things that trolls do when they can just willy-nilly change their appearance is not great. So we have to be mindful of that sort of thing. And when we put something like that in, plus the fact is the identity kiosk is a temporary feature. We're going to get to the character create, and we want to put most of our effort into that kind of thing. And so it's one of these, and we didn't put it in.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, even if you like your character, you're happy with it, you've been testing with him for a while, the community knows him, make a new character this time, and just for fun, don't get rid of the old one, but make a new one and just see what it's like. You could delete it at the end, just to check out what's going on.
I'd like to lobby a little bit We've
Go ahead.
had some good feedback in the Discord channels on the hallway experience. But for anybody that hasn't tried it, I would really love it if you would try it and then tell me about anything that is even marginally confusing or difficult or anything like that about it, because I want to nail those. I want to pound those down into the wood. I want to make sure it's just as smooth as it can be, because I really don't want people to quit in the hallway. That would be a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything you can do to help me out with feedback on that, I'd really appreciate it.
That's a really good point. Thank you. Very nice. Okay. One thing that we did this time that didn't make it into the first draft of the patch notes, and I'm still nervous every time about it now, is the shot prediction stuff that Avi worked on. Can you tell folks about that feature and why we did what we did this sprint, whatever you call it, this update?
It's basically client prediction. I mean, it's a standard thing that's in almost every game that's online. Before, you have certainly noticed, if you fought with a weapon, when we don't have client prediction in, you shoot the weapon, and then there's a lag of time before the projectile appears. And the reason why is because we're basically saying they fired a projectile. Server, is it okay if that is this position actually accurate to prevent cheating and things like that? And then the server goes, yeah, that's totally cool. And then we draw it where the projectile is, and it is already moved 100 yards away, so you don't see the projectile leave the barrel. So what we do now, and oh my God, the math is complex and everything like that, but what we do now is basically trust the client. Hey, look, you fired it. We're going to show it. And now, servitor, they fired a projectile. Server, we fired a projectile. Is it a real projectile? And then the server comes back and goes, yeah, that's a real projectile. And then we do damage if it's real. But that way, basically, when you shoot the gun, you see the projectile, which is a really long description to basically say it looks better now. But yeah, it's a very useful, functional thing, and it's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It deserved some attention, and I was worried it wasn't going to get it because everything was about the visuals. And there's a visual element to that too. So
yeah, Chef, it's not really. I was looking at the chat over there. It's not really a dummy projectile. It's just that we make the assumption that the client's firing is legitimate, and then we check it before it does damage. So if somebody does spoof their client to fire a projectile, but the servitor doesn't agree with, I keep saying servitor. Servitor, I got it on the brain. If the servitor doesn't verify it, then it doesn't actually ever do it.
I want to back up to something else Chef said earlier, though. He said, as a left-handed player, I look forward to changing, his remapping his keys. I've seen remapping the keys on the roadmap. Can you give us a sense of when that might happen?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's happening the sprint we're working on now, or whether it's the one after this, but it's not far now.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's on our high priority list.
Okay. All right. PC Lab Tech asks sticky healing, which I think he means will the helix track who you're healing and the beam bend towards them sometimes, or I don't know, sounds cheating to me, but
what needs to happen, and I'm gonna write a note right now because it needs to be done.
Don't write a note. I'll just put it in Slack to you, and you could do that. Sticky.
That'll make healing a lot better.
Healing.
It's been on our high priority list for a long time, but I didn't have it on the next 2 sprint lists. Now I got to go back and look and see if I can get that fixed. Because I would really like
nice. Yeah.
It's going to require some new code. That's why I'm not sure about it yet.
And yeah,
Explain
Rod
all
just
that.
explained the delay. Shoot, yeah, I forgot about that. We're redoing our UI tech layer, so we need to finish that part before we can add in control remapping.
Oh, here's a leak. You will not believe what the skill trees are looking like. Oh my
Oh,
god!
geez.
I
You
can't.
don't
I
have
can't show. I
you don't
can't show
have
a
that.
picture right now.
No. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to show a picture right now. But it's basically, how everything's all divided up into different screens and everything like that. And we all have it now on one big screen, and you can zoom in and out, zoom in and out
It's
of it.
crazy.
Oh,
It's
Some
that's so
awesome.
people will
cool.
hate it because it's too much on one image, but some people will love it because it gives context and you can go to the part you're interested in and come back. But
Mhm.
it's crazy.
Yeah, that one's a
Um,
leak. That won't be out for a little bit, but we're working on it.
yeah. We can't ship it like that either, can we?
No, not the way it is right now. No.
It was freaking intimidating.
Well,
But cool. Yeah. Okay. Uh, we need a medic explosion bomb.
that'll be
We've
cool.
got something a little bit like that. You can
One of
use the
the specials.
Q and E on
Yeah.
the helix. Well, that's the fingers I use for it. But the Q and E, one of them, I think it's the E, does an area of effect.
Yeah, but I
So,
like the idea. Like, I think I know what they're talking about, and I really like it. It's the idea of having an indirect projectile that does an explosion that heals in that area. That would be a cool
oh,
thing.
Oh, that makes
yeah,
sense.
heal at
Yeah.
range that way. Yeah, that would be cool. Oh, Chef is asking us to compare the skill tree to Path of Exile. Have you seen their skill tree? Can you remember it?
Yeah, I have. Kinda,
Kind of. Okay.
kind of. We're working on some of our own ideas, but it's kind of.
All right.
It's in the ballpark.
Mr. Gosh darn says, I want to be in fear over the skills. Nice.
Yeah, and I don't want you to be in fear of the skills, but I want every new player to open that skill screen and go, "Oh my god, the size of the game."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it needs to be really easy to use. And that's the trick that we're working on right now, is making sure it's easy to use.
Yeah. Seeing a lot of skills is exciting to me. It's like looking over the horizon at the beginning of the shoot the Zelda game on the Switch. I forget the name. The one before Tears of the Kingdom, but it's like a big revelation. It's like, wow, there's so much to explore.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I've been playing Eve since 2009, no breaks, and I still have stuff to train. And that's a cool feeling. Actually, I wouldn't have if they hadn't kept adding stuff to the game. If they had stopped, I would have finished everything and be like, what the hell, why bother? But yeah. Anyway, we'll have to keep adding skills, Dave. But
Oh, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I mean, you've seen Raph's list, right? Or have you?
yeah, yeah,
we have a lot of skills to do.
yeah, yeah. Very nice. Okay, there's more we haven't covered. Chat system improvements. We didn't mention that.
We didn't quite get in the cross server tell. It was just so close, but we have to deal with a way of doing unique player names. That's why we haven't done it yet. Because if like your name is Bob and somebody else is Bob on a world, we have to have a way to differentiate the tell.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that yet. But you can do tells to somebody on the same planet. It's just not cross server. So you can do them on the same planet, and it basically ends up like a private chat. So if I do a tell to Bob, then it opens up a little chat channel on the chat pane, and you can just have a private conversation back and forth there. And that's a nice thing.
Nice. Thank you. We also we took a couple recipes out that were kind of exploitative, maybe, or didn't make any sense anymore.
They were
redundant.
Soil to metal, soil to gemstones, for example.
Yeah, they were redundant and they were breaking the game a little bit as far as balance goes. But when
it was a bit too generous.
Sorry, what was that, Larry?
I said it was a bit too generous with that particular craft.
Yeah, I mean, we had them in before we had the ad system. And then when we put the ad system in, you know, like when you're mining and you get the extra ads that just kind of sort of pop in. And that was the way that was always supposed to have happened, was the ad system. But so
Let
when
me
we
explain
added
that.
Go ahead.
Because not everyone who's listening to this show has ever mined in this game. So let me just point out that you might see something that you decide you want to mine, and you pull out your terraformer and you aim at it and you start mining, and it tells you what you're getting. Oh, you're getting chert. Oh, you're getting, soil, or you're getting lead, or whatever you're mining. And then every now and then you'll get these extra things thrown in. Sapphire. You're like, what? I got a sapphire? Things just pop in extra, and we call them ads, but that's kind of dev talk in the background.
That ad system is really specific. Different types of materials drop different kinds of things. And like a lot of the stuff that we do, we actually modeled that on reality. So a lot of those ads come from those kinds of stone or that kind of dirt. You find that stuff in those areas. So once you start finding ads of a certain type by digging a material, you'll recognize that you can get those ads again by continuously mining that material. And that's what we call ads. So that's shorthand for that system. And getting back to the original point, when we put in the ad system, we forgot to take the recipes out. And so all of a sudden we were double dutying it. It was too much. So we just removed the recipes. That's why.
Yeah, in the news, you might have heard of rare earth elements that we seem to have an appetite for with our modern tech. But you can't just go out and mine rare earth elements. They're a byproduct you get from mining something else. In South America, the silver mines are a really good place to get rare earth elements. So you end up mining for silver. You get silver and tailings, and then the tailings can be reprocessed, and you can get other things out of it, including rare earths, and other valuable things too. You might get platinum or something in there. But the refining of the rare earths is tricky, dirty work that not a lot of people want to do. And the Chinese do most of it for the rest of the world at this point. So that's a tricky thing. But yeah, it's a byproduct of mining something else, and our ad system kind of mimics that, but without getting any dirt under your nails, which I like.
We'd like to take a break from Rick's History Channel for a pledge break.
Oh, shut up. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, looking at what we made a change to harvesting logs, not harvesting wood from trees, but harvesting fallen logs.
Yeah.
What's different about it now, Dave?
Different about it?
Yeah, it is now beneath the notice of the servitors. They don't pay any attention to that. So
yeah, that's
if you
yeah, the servitors were getting uppity about you killing dead logs. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So we got rid of it.
Oh well. They want you to take care of your planet. They don't want you to cut down too many trees, but they don't care about fallen logs anymore because that didn't make any sense, and that was an oops. But we took care of it.
Oh, I'm feeling leaky today. Another leak is we're revamping the space system for minerals and stuff too. So that's in progress right now. Okay. Yeah, so did a bunch of research on what kind of minerals can be found in what kind of asteroids and things like that. So now there will be like several different kinds of asteroids, and the way that the minerals are distributed are based on the type of asteroids. It's not just entertainment; it's also educational. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming.
It'll add a lot of discovery. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Not every
What is-
asteroid will be hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, what are you building, if I may ask?
Uh,
If you're not watching the stream, if you're just listening, we're watching Thomas build
There's
some
also
kind
Eric.
of, I don't know, solarium.
now we're
Yeah, I'm
Oh, there
helping.
too. There too. Yeah, I see.
we're trying to build something. We don't know yet.
It's
Keeps being asymmetric.
We're
It's
running
kind of
into
hard.
a small problem with symmetry here.
I should be fine like that.
Yeah.
There's
We're figuring it out.
there's some desync, I guess, with what we do together.
Yeah.
I think it's just a little too wide, but we'll figure it out.
I should be fine like
It's
this.
cool though. I love building in space.
Is it
Okay.
So unique.
Okay. All right. Yeah, your soil refining business went bankrupt overnight. I'm sorry, Chef Jarek. Yeah. The first time I saw Larry make diamonds that way, I was actually shocked. Oh, really?
I was shocked
Okay.
too.
Yeah. Okay.
Enough diamonds for weeks.
Let's tell them about Haven, and tell them how it connects to the preamble and the hallway.
Yeah, so
Set
basically
the-
when you
Set the context.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll just pitch the whole spiel. So the idea is that you start with the preamble. It gives you a little context as far as lore stuff goes. Then you go to the hallway. The hallway is not the mechanics of the hallway. The hallway that you run through and everything like that is pretty close to where we want it. But what's going on outside the hallway is not there yet. There's honestly supposed to be like a pitched space battle and wormholes opening and closing and eventually starships moving around and everything like that. So that when you appear first in the game, you're like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm in a crazy hallway in space and there's stuff going on. And then you work your way through the hallway and you go through the portal. The servitor sacrifices himself and you come through to the TPL moon that they use for training called Haven. And Haven is a nice little Eden kind of like planet where there's already a township built up with all kinds of different buildings and all the kiosks and all that other stuff. And you can, they're basically like, welcome recruit. Now let's figure out, let's teach you how to be a cadet. And so you're going to go through all this stuff and figure out. So there's missions that you can decide what order you want to do things in, whether or not you want to abandon missions or play them through. There's all kinds of rewards. You make your first weapon, things like that. And then you work through that process. It's not that long, but you'll probably be there for a little bit. And when you graduate from that and they give you your cadet pips, they send you to Crucible, which is the planet that's below the moon of Haven. And Crucible is, we still have work to do on that, but it's intended to be a lava hellscape with, all craggy and everything like that. And that's where you start to do things like mine and investigate subterranean tunnels that will actually have things in them, and move through all that stuff. So the danger level ratchets up. And when you're done with the missions that are in Crucible, where you start to actually figure out what you want to do next with your career, that's when you graduate to the starbase and we let you loose into the galaxy. So Haven's the first step.
How does that sound, guys?
I think that'll be great for onboarding. It'll help people really get to know the systems,
I'll tell you, it's honestly not supposed to just be a tutorial, although it definitely is acting that way. It's supposed to be fun. Like, we're setting it up. If it's not fun, you guys need to badger us about it because we want it to be fun. Like, you're playing a game, it needs to be a fun, engrossing. Like, we want to put in systems for like cloaking so that you can move through and not have to necessarily fight everything, but you can sneak past it with cloak packs. Instead of your shield, it'll go into your shield slot. So you'll be able to cloak or shield, but not both. and there's a, I don't know, maybe you'll kill some bunnies and deer and make consumables and things like that. But there's a lot of exploration. The NPCs will be in the town, so they'll start to talk to you more, and you'll get more immersed in the world that way. And it'll feel like, you know, an MMO. You'll start feeling like, hey, there's a game here, and this is fun. And then you graduate to Crucible, and it's like, wow, it's incredibly dangerous, and look at the massive permanent change that I can do. And then you go to the starport and you become the master of your own destiny, and you start exploring different worlds, and yeah, it just gets bigger and bigger from there.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
My computer's lagging. I don't know if you can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we
Good.
cannot.
All right.
You're
I'm
good.
sorry.
Thanks, Thomas. This is how we test for trolls, ladies and gentlemen. We've got one on staff to help us. Okay. So that sounds exciting. That's the next That's the next update, though. Yeah, very nice. We've got a little more time on this update before, and we're going to unlock the servers here in another, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. What else should they be watching to have different? The Xylo Slicer and the Harvester have improved targeting. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, that was mostly just us getting fed up with missing all the time. That's basically part one of two fixes for the Xylo Slicer and the Harvester. One of them is we made it easier to hit, so you got a wider sweet spot. So that's a good thing. But then secondly, the other thing that we haven't done quite yet is if you miss, you shouldn't take your cooldown, and you shouldn't use any battery. So we'll fix those things, and then it won't feel. Yeah, I mean, people could legitimately complain right now that they use up their battery, and it feels like, you know, the Harvester or the Xylo Slicer doesn't do anything useful for them. They feel like it's just broken, and that's a legitimate feedback, even though it's not true. But it feels that way, and that's all that matters. So we'll fix those things, and then it won't feel that way anymore. Easy.
What about when you switch modes? Both of them have an opposite mode, where the Harvester will let you plant plants, and the Xylo Slicer will let you plant trees.
Right.
Is anything different about the targeting for how it places them?
I don't think so.
No. Okay, because I felt like yesterday it felt a little better, and I wasn't sure if that's just because I've been planting so much now that I've gotten better at it, or if it's the device changed.
Theoretically, the targeting fix should work both ways. It's just that the ground is really easy to hit, so I don't think it would be as noticeable.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to understand it, because sometimes it can be tricky in certain terrains with certain plants to get them to line up like you want them to line up, like you're anal retentive and you want them to be perfect. But yeah. Okay. Shut up.
No,
Okay,
it's not like I'm not OCD too.
Okay. New fruits can be harvested.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately, I haven't made any recipes to use them yet, but yeah, there's a bunch.
You put them in, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get the cooking recipes in soon.
Okay. And then seeds for fruit-bearing trees and bushes. How does that work now?
I'm happy with that change. You used to have to you had to destroy the bush or tree or flower or whatever it was to get the seed, and you still do for a lot of them. But if it's a fruit-bearing bush or tree, then you pick the fruit instead, and that's where you get seeds. So instead of having to destroy the bush to get the seeds, you just pick fruit, because that's where the seeds are.
That's how the system's supposed to work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you. We added more furniture and lights and a TPL sign to the game.
Yeah. I always forget which build has what stuff. We keep adding more and more stuff. Our art director gets busy on the weekends just making stuff. And so that's why it keeps showing up in the game, just almost seemingly like constantly. We keep adding stuff.
You mean if we had fewer meetings at work, we might have more furniture?
Definitely.
Poor guy. Yeah.
Magnus makes the art and I plug it in. So we just rotate it in as fast as we can.
Yeah. All right. You guys, you're cracking me up. Okay, I think we went through most, except for we didn't really talk too much about the volumetric fog. It has some way that it pays attention to terrain height or depth or whatever now. Do you understand how that is different in the volumetric fog?
I spend most of my time looking at the gameplay and honing gameplay, so I'm not super deep on the details. But that's why that crazy asteroid screenshot that I put out there, that's why it looked that way, was there were no settings for space, and so it just put maximum volumetric fog on all the asteroids. It looked amazing. It looked really cool. Very broken,
It did
but
look
very
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where that was from. So that's why the fog tends to hang on the terrain surfaces and stuff. It's all basically, the closer it is to the surface, the denser it is.
Okay, gotcha. And we put it as an option on the escape menu. So you can toggle it on and off. And we start with it toggled off to help out people with maybe a little bit weaker systems so they don't have the performance hit from the volumetric fog.
We're waiting to get more feedback on the performance for people. If everybody goes thumbs up, the performance is great, we're definitely going to toggle it on by default. But we wanted to start with it off because we didn't want people to go, I'm getting 5 frames per second, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think people are experiencing
sense.
it I don't think it's that bad. I think it's actually just a minor hit, but we want to get feedback before we make it default.
Okay. So we're asking for feedback on that. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad feedback. We are asking for feedback.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I agree, Lyric. I think it's a huge upgrade.
Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, we've seen some amazing screenshots. It really adds a lot to the landscapes.
Yeah.
Atmosphere.
Yeah, that's why we want to make it default on. I don't want people to come in and not have any idea
be wowed. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Okay. If you're one of the lucky ones who got to jump in on Thursday and play for a short playtest of this update, you will notice there is a small patch today when you come back in. We did fix a couple things since Thursday, so
you can talk again.
Keep that in mind. Yeah,
which is great.
Well, you can talk in certain places on Thursday, but yeah, this is better. Okay.
We unfoobarred the chat.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you to Pete 420 who mentioned that the asteroids look much better now inside with the new lighting system. Thank you. Aw. Any questions from the group, guys? You got Dave here for another 15 minutes or so. Do you have any questions for him? Anything on the roadmap you want to mention? You can see he's fairly leaky today.
Yep.
Exile the Sun, first time viewing this game, looks great already. Thank you. And you're only looking at the guys messing around in space with a construction project. It gets better. Any story Dave tells is interesting. That is true. That is true.
Aw, shucks.
Yeah. How will extinction work? Ooh, that's a good deep subject. I know we talk about destruction is too easy, but nothing really has come close to extinction, really. Specifically trees.
That's partially because we're not spinning up planets. Oh, that's another subject.
Yeah.
But that's partially because we're not spinning up a lot of planets right now. We're sticking with a few planets. So we intentionally have the extinction rates so that they're difficult to achieve. I mean, right now you and the players have occasionally gone through and intentionally killed all the creature spawners so that there's no creatures or only certain types of creatures. And that's great. That's by design. We want that to be able to happen. And then later on, you'll be able to actually transplant spawners from other worlds. The makers. You'll be able to transplant makers from other worlds to the worlds where you wiped everything out and actually bring it back to life. And the same is true of trees and flora and bushes. You'll be able to drive them to extinction and then replant them from seeds from elsewhere. They just have to be seeds that will grow in that biome. So, I mean, like you can't take a tundra tree and plant it on a desert world and expect it to grow. But if you find a planet that has desert plants and it's the right biome, you can transplant them to a different world. So it's entirely possible to drive things to extinction. Players absolutely will do that. And then it's also possible to bring a planet all the way back from the brink of doom and turn it into an Eden with a lot of effort. And that's kind of why the ecology kiosk is in there, is so that you can you can see what the state of your planet is by looking at those stats. And that lets you basically go, hey, guys, I mean, later on, carnivores got to eat. So if there's creatures that are carnivores and you kill all the herbivores, well, you're going to kill all the carnivores too. You know, so there's you'll also have to maintain food cycles, and there's a lot of games still coming. But yeah, you definitely will be able to drive things to extinction and bring it back. And yeah, gunk, that's a great idea, is making seed vaults. So, you know, that's an excellent thing to do. Sorry, I was watching chat at the same time.
Let's also talk about planets cycling in and out, or more accurately, worm gates cycling in and out, the gates between the planets.
Okay, so this, I will just preface this. This is a temporary thing. What I'm about to talk about is a temporary thing. Right now we have 3, or is it 4? We have 4 static planets. And everybody can go and complete the GovBot missions and become mayor and then set up cities and all that stuff, and that's great. But what we're going to do is, since we're shutting down the wild wormholes for now because we don't have them incentivized properly, we are going to start rotating planets out. And the reason why we're rotating the planets out is to simulate, people going to a new world and setting them up. And also we want players that are new to be able to experience new worlds. We want those to be able to cycle in and get that feeling of what happens on a new world on a regular basis. Now, the drawback to that, of course, is that if you have a really well-established city, a huge city on a planet and everything like that, it's going to go away eventually during these tests. In the real game, when we get so that the Galaxy can spin up, 100 worlds and everything like that, which we're so close to, but we're not quite there yet. When we have that kind of system in, then we don't need this functionality anymore, and we'll remove it. But for right now, we're going to put it in there so that players can see what it feels like to be on new worlds, especially just fresh, completely untouched worlds, and be able to build from scratch on those. And so, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So the planets are going to cycle out 1 a week. And at the beginning, that means that some poor unlucky planet is going to cycle out after 1 week. So we're going to make the announcement that we're going to start this program, and then one planet is going to cycle out after a week. And then another planet will cycle out after 2, and then 3, and then 4. And then after that, every planet will have a lifespan of a month before it cycles out. And then we'll just keep them rotating through like that. So playtesters have to be a little nimble at this point, but yeah.
What if you have a homestead on a planet and that planet gets cycled out? What happens to your homestead?
All the stuff on it just goes away.
But
you'll have warning, because what we're doing is, when you when you get that ecology pop-up that shows up once a day when you go to a world and it tells you, hey, welcome here, this is the mayor of this town, and so on and so forth, that's going to have a timer on it. So, so long until the expiration of the planet. So you'll know when your planet is going to rotate out, and you can just pick everything up and move it. You can like put it all back into your inventory or in your bank or whatever it is, and then rebuild somewhere else. No harm, no foul. And then the homestead and the citizenship will be automatically refunded to you. So you don't lose the homestead, you just lose the stuff on the homestead if you don't pick it up. Does that make sense?
Okay. And this is temporary for testing, or is this permanent?
Yeah.
This will be in the game?
No, it's temporary. It'll probably be there for, well, I'm not sure how long. 2-3 months probably is my best guess. And then at that point, we should be going to the real galactic map spreading a planet system, but we'll see. There's a lot to do there. But we just got push button worlds going, so we can just add a command now. Just go boop, new world.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
It's exciting.
Yeah, they're ironing out some of the tech kinks on it still, but it works.
Yeah. Although it's also a little bit like a sad movie, because these cool cities, that these people have built, and that planet is going to be cycled in for destruction. But
one of the things that I'm really interested to find out when we have the galaxy map is, obviously people are going to get excited about, let's build this planet together, and it's going to be phenomenal, right? Everybody's building it together, and it becomes this really well-established hub. My curiosity is, how long will that hub exist? How long will it last forever, where people are excited because it's so well established and it becomes like historically cool, like everybody wants to have a house there and stuff like that? Or will the master builders go, I've done everything I can here and I want to do something new and start migrating to other worlds? I don't know. We'll see how it works out. And so will you.
All right.
Can't wait for the galaxy map. That'll be so cool.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. That was a good question. That all came out of the question about trees going extinct and how's that going to work. That all came out of that. Thank you.
I don't ramble. Shut up.
No, but it made us remember the whole planet cycling thing that we needed to talk more about, and that was perfect. All right, thank you very much. I'm scrolling down to see my reminders about upcoming announcements. Yeah, the current playtest is just about to open. In fact, Rod, you could probably do it anytime that's convenient for you now. But this is going to run through Tuesday morning. Then we're going to take the servers down Tuesday and Wednesday for some back-end maintenance and put it back up on Thursday morning. We'll have a live stream on Thursday morning. And then it will go through the weekend again till next week, till the following week. What should new players focus on after getting out of the hallway?
Right now,
this update, not
question.
Haven and Crucible next update, but what?
Yeah, right now, the fact that you have to ask that question is why we're building Haven and Crucible.
Exactly.
That's exactly why we're doing that. If I were you, what I would start with is going to the mission kiosk in the Starbase, grab a few missions there, and get your feet under you that way. That'll help you explore some of the worlds and start accumulating some currency. After that, the next thing that's probably easiest is to get involved in some of the GovBot missions, which can actually be at the same time. You can do that at the same time. You can go to like a planet, become a citizen, and then start participating in the GovBot missions and graduating up the township for that planet. And that will definitely do two things for you. One of them is it'll get you focused on some stuff that's actually useful. You'll start racking up XP and currency, and you're probably going to meet people, which is not a bad thing. You don't have to. I'm not telling anybody they have to talk to another human being. But if you want to, that's a great way to meet people. And then, MMOs are all about social constructs, so that's part of that play too. And then it's basically just figure out what you want to do and start leveling up your XP in those areas. And yeah, try everything. Try everything.
Yeah. On Thursdays, on the Thursday live streams, we usually get together a group in the game and run around together. And we'll end up visiting different planets. And if you're new and you come with us, you get a bit of an education that way. Oh, look at this planet. Oh, look at this. Here's what this one has. And they'll have different resources and different stuff built up on them. And you might and just running around with us and seeing how we move around, what we look at, what catches our eye. If you're missing a piece of equipment, we might have an extra to just give you. We've got a lot of cool things that way can be a good way to work too. It's
A lot
not
of fun.
great for someone who's antisocial, but if you have a little bit of social in you, that can be fun. All right. And if you ever get stuck, ask Larrick.
I can help.
Or
Larrick's
Larry.
amazingly helpful.
In tears, I can help.
Thank you, Rick.
I'm fairly certain that Larry's patience
Did you
level
see
is
that
actually
bust?
in.
Yeah. Antisocial.
That's
That's funny. Nice. Yeah, no, that's good.
Cool.
All right, well, we don't want to keep you from the test. Rod, do you have it open yet, sir? And then if Rod can get it open, we will say thank you all for coming. Last chance at a question if you have one. Don't forget the MMORPG Players Choice Awards just started, and you can vote for us. They put us in a couple categories, which I thought was very nice.
Hey Thomas,
Yeah.
do you want to put can you temporarily put a force field on the starbase just to show it?
Let me see if I have the command
I don't
saved.
know if you can take it off if you put it up.
Yeah. Okay, 1 second. So if I do, I'm gonna do a test here.
Cool.
Thank you, Larry.
oh yeah.
I had a little
If it's
memory issue
visible.
on my computer.
Yeah, I still had it
Oh.
open so I could do it.
Oh, I saw it.
I did it. It doesn't
I
show
did a
up.
test yesterday in our internal playtest, and it looked really cool. It's not real
Oh, I
yet.
saw it for a second.
Yeah, it happened for a
Yeah,
second.
it flashed.
Maybe
That's cool.
need to add a parameter on the duration.
Yeah. Orbital cracker is absolutely true. Yeah,
Please follow.
MVP. One thing that might help new players is if
There we go. Look at that.
The TPL station
Oh,
glowed
no, it's too small.
or had a beacon.
I need to make it as bigger. Wait.
Yeah, make it big enough.
Oh yeah, there it is. That looks amazing.
Unfortunately, it's got bugs in it, or else we'd roll it out right away. We got some code to do.
Wow.
Basically, when you're inside the giant force field, every time you fire the grapple, it thinks you're already hitting an object, so it's like an immediate stop. Oh, there you go. Is that it?
Wait. No, I just removed it. I'm gonna do it more in the middle of the starbase.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So more or less should be like this.
There it is. That's huge.
Yep. I guess the size was 100.
Yeah, that sounds right. There we go.
What
So,
a cool
I thought I
effect.
saw it in two categories. But it could also be written in a couple places. Calabac, you're gonna laugh later.
Yeah, I just think that's really cool. So, I mean, eventually, you can imagine like meteor shields for your homesteads and things like that. So we'll start working with
Yeah.
that stuff later on. Yeah, but not yet because it is very buggy when you're inside of it right now.
Oh, I see what you mean with the grapple.
Yeah. It's kind of
That's
funny
funny.
because you'll be flying at full speed and you fire the grapple and it's like, just stop right there.
Oh,
That's
sometimes you
funny.
want to stop in space, but not like that.
Emergency stop.
All right, we should probably get rid of that before the game starts. But yeah, that's really cool. Thank you, Thomas.
No problem.
Yeah, that's
Thanks to
gonna cause
Avi
people
that
problems.
told us how to do it, actually.
Yep. Avi is the master of magic.
If one day you'll see like 100 meteor strikes bigger like your house crashing on you, that was not me. Just saying.
Are the servers open?
Are they open, Rod?
Rod is here, so
Well,
yeah, they're
Rod
open.
can get in. He's the admin, but okay, good.
Someone else is here. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, thank you very much, you guys. Have a great test. Have a great weekend. I hope if the weather's bad, I hope you can escape, to this world. If the weather's great, I hope you can enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your
And
weekend.
thank you very much
guys.
for coming and having coffee with us.
See you guys.
Adios.